Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, boop boop bitty beep bam ba-doo ba bip bip boopity bop bop bitty bop boppity bop beep bop bop bop. Live from Harlem in New York City, yes, it is I. I am Alex Bennett, and this is the Ramble. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go down to Florida, the state that Trump loves. Yeah. Because the only state right now that's loving him back.
Yeah.
You know.
And you see it everywhere.
And the name you see under her picture is Lori Thompson. Yay!
Hello.
Hello, Lori. How are you, dear?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, you were supposed to do a thing with us last week, and you couldn't because I don't have the picture here. I should show it. You look so pathetic in that picture.
Don't I?
Yeah.
Man. Well, and I'd heard
tell them what happened. I don't know what happened exactly. So
it was a deep scratch on the cornea.
How did that happen? How did that happen?
Well, I think I might have done it. Sometimes if you put a contact lens in that has like a divot, like a piece of it out, you don't notice, right? Because you just take, you open your contact case, you put your contact in, you don't really examine it every time.
But do you wear contacts?
I do.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't start wearing them until like 2008.
Oh, really?
And it's sheer vanity. There was a place I would go where they had this really nice woman. And then I saw her once with glasses, and she looked like 20 years older.
Well, you shouldn't worry about it. The glasses don't make you look older, do they?
No.
This is how Chuck Schumer wears them all the time,
Yeah, and it's that affectation people have that makes them, look more inquisitive, I guess, where they wear them about at the bridge right here.
Yeah.
And then they kind of look over them like they're authoritative.
You just put on the glasses, and my vision is blurrier than it is when today my vision is clearer than it usually is. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, sometimes I have a pair of glasses, like Ray-Ban glasses for reading, and sometimes I'll have the contacts in and forget that I have the contacts in and put the glasses on. It's like, whoa!
So you cut the cornea on your contacts, you think?
No, yeah, because if this divot, it can get ragged, and then it really is irritative. And then sometimes you make an opportunity for a tear. And I'd heard that a friend of mine had a T-shirt cannon. He worked for a station, and they were shooting T-shirts out of the crowd, and a T-shirt hit him, albeit from a T-shirt cannon, and it gave him a corneal scratch. I don't know.
Wait a minute, with a T-shirt?
Yeah.
I'd find that hard to believe.
I did too, but it was something about the impact, and it might have. The weirdest things can cause corneal scratches.
Really?
I learned all this.
Huh. Yeah. Did I ever scratch my cornea? No, it itched once, so I scratched it. But, I don't think I've ever had a cornea scratch. I've had a lot of things, but that I never had. I'll tell you what I had once. I got pink eye.
Oh, that's the worst.
But it got worse and worse and worse, and I wasn't going to go see a doctor about it. I was here in New York, and I wasn't going to go see a doctor about it because I went, it'll clear itself up, and it just got worse and worse. And finally, one day, I'm walking down the street, and there's a little kid walking down the street, and I bump into him because I can't see him. Because his eye is so infected. I think it was both eyes, actually.
Yeah, that can often happen.
You know how they cure that? Boom, like that.
Drops?
What is it? What kind of acid? Nitric acid, some kind of acid.
And it just clears it right up?
Right. You don't feel it because they dull the eyeball. When they dull the eyeball, they can do anything to it. I mean, I've had... my eye operated on and the lens removed and the new one put in and all of that, and it just never. It doesn't. It doesn't hurt because they just can dull the whole thing. So they just dulled the whole thing and poured in this sulfuric acid or whatever they use, and I could feel it bubbling around, and that got rid of the pink eye. Boom, killed it.
That's very cool because pink eye I've had before, and it starts in one eye and quickly moves to both eyes.
Yeah.
And my grandma's generation, and she was from the South. She was raised in Kentucky, and they used to say if you got pink eye, you've been peeing in the road, urinating in the road, and it is caused by bacteria, that kind of defecation bacteria. But that was the myth that they always tease people with.
What do you mean? I'm peeing in the road? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, because that would indicate that you were kind of peeing from duress, or you didn't have toilet paper and all the accoutrements of a good solid pee. So that was just
well.
The way
there's another urban myth.
Yeah, but no. There's a little germ of truth to it.
Yeah.
Because it is caused by biological.
Well, but I don't want people to think that when I got pink eye, I got it from peeing in the road, because I was living in New York City. And we don't have roads here.
No,
we have streets,
not public bathrooms. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can get it. A lot of mothers get it from children and diaper changing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I got it, but I noticed these little kids that I were around. They're the couriers. They're the pink eye villains.
Yeah.
Children carry it like it can run like wildfire through a daycare or a child center. Yeah, kindergarten.
That's interesting.
It's highly contagious. Yeah.
There's something ringing in my ear.
Might be a bird. We got a noisy one.
Oh, that's what it is. I bet.
Yeah.
Is there a noisy
America's
bird?
Got Talent, and it's right here in Florida.
Be quiet a second. Oh, there it is. Did it just chirp? I wonder what that was. I thought you maybe had some jewelry on or something,
Yeah.
Birds.
I don't wear noisy jewelry in case I ever want to, do it like a B&E, a breaking and entering. You give yourself away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Instantly.
So anyway, you went to the doctor, I suppose, with the cornea problem, right?
Oh yeah, I went to the GP, and he gave me some drops. And I went to the optometrist, and she did a procedure. I don't know what it was. It was in office, but it was some kind of procedure. And I don't know, surgery would be, I think, too strong a word. It may have involved some suturing, but then it started to feel much better after that. But it was weird because your depth perception with one eye covered is completely thrown off.
Forget going to 3D movies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, why am I here? Why did I pay extra for this?
Yeah, exactly.
But and that affects a lot of things. The depth of field, especially around the kitchen. Just pouring V8 juice can become a challenge.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but if I covered one eye all day, it would be difficult to do certain things because you're used to using depth perception to hone in on it. Making my hands go like this, I do it by depth perception.
Yeah.
If
Exactly.
I did it with one eye, it'd probably be a little off. Yeah.
It affects your day quite a lot. So, watching TV kind of gives you a headache. But so I just kind of chilled, and it got better quickly. I had to say it healed pretty quickly.
Is your husband a good nurse on these things?
Very. He learned to do the eye cover thing like a champ.
And and I saw the eye cover, and if you don't need, you can save that eye cover just in case somebody shoots you in the ear.
Good.
And
good to know. Yeah.
Did you see that ear tampon that Trump was wearing?
Yeah. Either that, he's auditioning for the next Tarantino movie.
Yes, exactly. So I mean, yeah, that's terrible. What happened to you? That's.
It was very rough, I must say. Then you get bummed out because it's a constant pain. It's not like an ache; it's a piercing, constant pain.
Yeah,
mine was probably various types of corneal pain. But yeah, it was. I'm glad it's behind me.
And you're how old now?
I have to think, 64.
64 years old. Okay.
64 years young. Huh?
Yeah, I think next year you get to cash in some of that Social Security, don't you? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And you also get Medicare, I think, at that time. You know.
yeah. I think you can wait until you're 67. It's not mandatory, but
Is your husband older than you or younger?
he is.
He's
He's
older.
6 years old.
So
Because he,
he knows all about the Medicare and stuff like that, right?
right,
Yeah.
he's already done that Medicare gauntlet. And
Yeah.
you can get, you have to get what is it?
Yeah.
You can get, he knows all about
For a
it.
couple of years, for the first year or so, you kind of want to deny it, you know.
Yeah,
What I did,
yeah.
what I did in denying that I was getting older, I think in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, if you reach 60, you could get into the movies for a senior's charge, right?
Well, that's an incentive.
And I always paid full price because I didn't want to admit to anybody that I was that old.
Yeah.
You know, and then
It's hard.
especially when I had a girlfriend who was like 20, so that didn't look very good, you know, so I was very quiet about it for a while, and then one day I just said, screw it, I'll tell them I'm a senior and get in cheap. And,
Yeah.
nobody, I expected if I said, okay, give me one senior, please, they would go, show us some identification. No, they did not,
No.
that
And,
would have been nice.
What the flip side of that is if they say, and that's with a senior discount, or you just look at your ticket without asking you, they've given you the senior discount. Like, wait a minute, because
I got to tell you, this terrible thing here in New York. What happens is if you're over 65, you can apply for a subway pass that then only costs about $1.25 a ride instead of the $2.25 a ride.
Which,
Right?
if you ride a lot, is significant.
So you get your senior pass, and in big bold letters on the pass, it says senior.
Yeah.
And you're going, do you really have to do that? Couldn't you just put it in the little letters up in the corner?
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Octogenarian.
Yeah, old fart, it should say. So
Yeah, because I've always prayed since I was a child to age gracefully. I mean, it's been my goal, and I thought about it a lot.
there's
What?
no way to age gracefully.
There's no way to, it's the things you didn't expect. I mean, there's some
Yeah.
things you can predict, but other things catch you by surprise, and it's like, oh, no
Okay,
denying
let me
it now.
ask you this. Okay, your hair looks great. What color is that? It's kind of a reddish something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be blonde, but
Yeah.
my hair has so much
If
red
you
in it.
didn't put the color in it, which I assume you do,
I do.
how gray would you be?
See, I don't know because I've colored my hair since I was in my 20s, and it was always like when your roots are showing, got to get the brunette away. So it never occurred to me that some women color their hair to get the gray away. But because I'm just like, dark roots, got to get that fixed. But I imagine I would have maybe a third or two gray. And did you know Columbia just did a study that stress, like even they can detail when the stress began, almost down to the day, does gray your hair.
Did you notice with like Obama how gray he got as he was in office?
Yes.
Now, I said to some people, well, I guess that's just age, but maybe it's exactly what you're talking about, stress.
Yeah, because Clinton and the presidency is a really good study, an example, because of the crisis.
But Marjorie, during COVID, Marjorie couldn't go to her hair guy or whatever, so she grayed out.
And she looks fabulous.
And she looks great. Somehow, if you don't fight aging, you look better than if you fight it. I mean, there's nothing worse than people with bad facelifts. Okay.
Oh my gosh. You want to see a bunch in quick succession, go on a cruise. I mean, you can see
Really? Really?
Oh, yeah. And you see the ones you don't notice are the ones that are really good. But if you ever see an interview with Nicole Simpson's sisters. There are three, and it's a common interview because they were launching a book about her life, which kind of got in the shuffle. And the one in the middle, who's, I don't know if she's the youngest or the oldest, but they're always in the same order. And the one in the middle has lips the size of the Hindenburg, man. They are huge. I mean, then they take up her, like half her face. I can't imagine she looks in the mirror and says, boy, don't I look fabulous.
Well, what I'm saying is there's such, aging gracefully, the best way to describe the best way to age gracefully, it's just age. Just don't, like my face looks like it's melted caramel right now, So.
People keep wanting to bite you around Halloween.
Yeah, I keep thinking of getting the eyes done.
Yeah, I see. That's what I would get if I got something done. I would get the bags.
But they want $5,000-$6,000 to do the bags.
Yeah,
it's just bags. Just get the fat out of there and suture it up and send me home and charge me 50 cents. Come on.
Yeah, get the fat out and shoot it in somebody's ass.
Well, no, excuse me. It would have cost me $5,000 if I did it. I had my eyes done because they were the lids were drooping so that half my eyeball was being covered by my lids. And that's not good because that impedes your vision. So it was taken care of by Medicare. Okay, I had the lids done, and now you can see my whole eyeball.
Yeah.
I'm not. But at that time he said, "Well, I'll do the bags for $5,000 if you want, because you can't charge that off to Medicare."
Oh, okay.
So I said, "Oh, okay," because he said, "I'll have you in the operating room, and so all those expenses will be taken care of by Medicare."
Oh, very good.
Yeah, and I just decided not to do it because I didn't want to put out the $5,000. Now I got all that money recently. I would have just said, "Here, where do I write the check?"
Yeah, because vanity is expensive, man.
Yeah, but they don't look that bad, do they?
No, I don't notice them at all, and I've known you for a long time. Yeah. You notice what I've wondered is, does putting in a contact lens over a period of 20 years, because you've got to do this, and so it has to have some effect on the muscular.
I don't know that it does. The contact itself doesn't. You're talking about opening up the eye to do it.
The procedure of inserting it.
Yeah.
I have wondered that since I started wearing contacts, but I decided the trade-off was that contacts are better. I see better with them. They're not a hassle, and I think I look. Maybe it shaves about 3 months off my age.
Do you sometimes just forget you have them in?
Oh, I always forget.
Always forget, because you just get so used to them. I just could. The idea of putting something in my eye like that bothers me, but I imagine after you get used to it, it's just it's easy peasy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they don't bother me except when one gets a divot. Like a little.
Well, you and your divity. Stuff.
Must be something in my approach.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and gone,
"Oh yeah, haven't we all?" And now, do those internet things where you can age yourself, put a photo, and they'll age you? This is what you'll look like when you're 30. This is what you'll look like when you're 50. When you're 70. Do you ever do that?
I did that years ago. I think there was something I saw and I did it, and I didn't wind up looking like that.
No, because you don't account for so much. But now the move is toward your biological age. There are tests to factor in all the lifestyle choices that you made, and that's your biological age. So that's the new test.
Larry Bubbles Brown, who, by the way, if you want to ever have a life-affirming discussion, just talk with Larry.
You fib.
On my show, he talked about that. Hey, there's a site you can go to, and he told me what the site was, and it'll tell you how long you have to live.
Oh, how nice! Does it tell you the day?
Yeah. So Marjorie did it. She should have been dead 5 years ago, okay, according to that thing. So I don't go with, here's what you're going to look like when you're 83.
Right. It's just another way to make money off people's curiosity.
I just looked at a thing that they had on YouTube about actors who are over the age of 90, and then comparing their young picture to their new picture, and got all the way up to, I think Mel Brooks is 97 now, something like that.
Yeah, I didn't even know if he was still alive or not. I know his wife passed away.
Oh yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
But and Carl Reiner, his best bud, recently.
He went as well. Yeah. But anyways, a couple of these people were dead since that thing was made. But you look at them, and some of the pictures, they look terrific. And some pictures, they look, whatever happened to them. I mean, I used to have this big joke I used to give. Did you ever, you know who Jackie Coogan is?
Wasn't he the boy star, the child star?
It's interesting you remember that. Most people remember as Uncle Fester on the Addams Family.
I did not know that.
Now, when he did The Kid with Charlie Chaplin, he was considered the most adorable boy in the world. He was just this idolized child about how cute he was and how adorable he was and how beautifully he worked with Chaplin in The Kid. And then, they wound up being Uncle Fester on the Addams Family.
Couldn't have predicted that.
And you kind of think to yourself, what morning did he get up, look in the mirror, and go, what the fuck happened to me?
Yeah, I mean, that's the trick, because it's gradual. We just don't notice. And I think at some point you stop caring about the affectations that you're going through to look the way, you can look. Like if, you're going to do a one-shot national TV show, you would make sure that everything was in place. I mean, you were looking your most fabulous for that. But every day we just get, it just gets moot. Like, why bother?
Why bother? Yeah. No, it really is. Aging is not, what is it? Betty Davis said, getting old ain't for sissies.
Oh, okay. Couldn't agree with her more. Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, it's not all fun and games, I mean, I don't go out a lot. I don't walk a lot because my walking, it's a lot harder for me to walk because of the neuropathy and this thing and that thing. I mean, I can walk, yesterday I walked a mile,
That's good. Yeah,
I mean, that's pretty good, but I have to use a cane. It's not because of pain or whatever. I just carry it to keep, in case I fall. Okay.
Yeah, security.
It's security. Yeah. And occasionally I feel a little off balance, so I put it on the ground. But a lot of time I just walk with it off the ground.
It's nice to have that, resource.
But I mean, and now I have to go to physical therapy for this,
Now, what does that entail for your particular condition?
I don't know. I haven't gone to it yet. Marjorie keeps annoying me saying, make that appointment, go to the physical therapy. And I hate physical therapy, not because of going to the physical therapy. If all I had to do was go to the physical therapy, that would be fine. But here's how the physical therapy works. For an hour, they work you on stuff and little things like that. And, work the muscles, and they do some massaging of your legs and whatever. And then they send you home with a set of things you're supposed to do when you're home. Well, why am I going to PT? I'm going to PT because I don't want to have to do stuff at home.
Right.
And if I'm going to do stuff at home, why the hell am I paying you?
Right.
Yeah.
And now some physical therapy is more like massage. I could get behind that.
Yeah. And I'm not going to a chiropractor. That's ridiculous.
You don't believe in them?
Well, we'll talk about this next time because we're almost running out of time here. But I have this big fight with Marjorie all the time over that.
With your beloved?
Huh?
Over he's pro and you're con?
I'm con. Yeah, I think it's the phoniest business alive, and how they've been able to continue to work with people because they're dealing with medicine too. They're dealing with people who may have some illnesses and things like that, and some of these. Well, we'll get into it next time because we're running out of time here. But it's so good to see you on the mend without that big tampon on your eye and stuff like that, you know.
And it feels better, and it's more fashionable at parties.
It really is. Ladies and gentlemen, there she is, the lovely and attractive Lori Thompson. Bye, Lori.
Later, man.
Now in its 10th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Well, thank you, Lori, and hello, everybody. Wait a minute. Let me just get a few things here, like the microphone just right. There we go. Hello. How y'all doing? You doing okay? Did you have a nice weekend? I wish I could say I had a nice weekend, but I didn't do anything. So, you know, we just sat here watching one series we've been watching, which was on Prime, Amazon Prime, but it came out several years ago, called Tin Star, and it's okay, but the second year sucks. Okay, so we're probably not going to watch the whole thing. All right, the second year. Well, but the first year was pretty weird, pretty good. Anyway, hello everybody. There's some people waiting to come on here. Oh, we got quite a few, so we should probably admit them to our show here as they start coming on. There they are. There's Charlie Wallace, and there's Jeff, and there's Josh, and there's Alan. Hello everybody. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Huh?
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. You know.
Good.
I mean, if I'm 84, how good is that?
I don't know. Is your cane wore out yet? You need me to send you another one?
No. I'm probably going to need a new bottom sucky thing.
You know that little thing is hard to get on and off. It's just easier to get a new cane. Let me know when you need a cane.
Well, I still have the other one you sent to Marjorie, and she hasn't used it, so.
Okay.
I'll use that one. I'm thinking of buying one that's got like the head of a lion on it or something, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they're like $49. It's all. They're cheap. That's the cheapest thing you can buy is a cane. You know.
And it's good security, and it's good for balance. And
either that, or I get myself a nice flamboyant 21-year-old to hold onto my arm. You know.
Absolutely, because you're Alex Bennett.
I'm Alex Bennett. You know, of course, Marjorie might not go along with that, but, you know, I mean, you're paying for that? Well, I have to pay for something. You know.
Newsflash in the New York Times. Alex Bennett falls out of 8th floor window.
God, my jaw has been hurting because I'm grinding my teeth lately.
Oh.
And it's right here. It's right here. You know, not a tooth or anything. It's just the jaw just aches.
I like your conversation with Lori. They put sulfuric acid into my eye.
Well, that's what they do. That's how they get rid of pink eye.
Pink eye has bacteria, and they get rid of it with antibiotics.
Well, no, they don't. Not always. Okay. The immediate way to get rid of it, if you got a real infection, is they just deaden your eye, and they put this, I guess it's sulfuric acid, I think, but I'm not quite sure. And that takes care of it immediately. You know? Well, look it up right now online.
Charlie's looking it up.
Yeah.
I believe sulfuric acid is the acid that's 1 in your stomach and 2 in your car battery.
No, but then it's some kind of acid, that they put in my eye. And it was okay. Got rid of it. Yes, Charlie. What are you finding?
I'm looking it up.
Okay. He's very slow at this sort of thing. Anyway. How you all doing? What, Jeff? Do you have a good weekend?
Wonderful day.
Oh, you sound excited.
Well, look at his new earpieces. Wow.
The voice here is not working well.
Is it working well? No. Oh, you know what the problem is? I got to tell you, you use earphones with the internet, and you get a feedback. It's a delayed. It's not exactly on time. So I never use it. I mean, I can take my computer here and put, wireless headsets on it, But if I want to listen to music, that's fine. But if I'm talking to you, I don't want to hear you like a little minor second later, you know? So, I mean, yeah, you probably shouldn't be using those earphones.
And besides, we can see your inside your head with those. They get a little. I'm kidding.
Hello there, Kevin.
Hi there, Alex.
What's happening with Kevin?
How you be?
What's happening with Kevin?
Oh, not much. Just preparing for a trip.
Well, where are you going? Up to Oregon?
No, Washington and Victoria.
Washington and Victoria. Is that just a vacation, or you going to go see your daughter and she's going to go with you?
No, my daughter's going with us.
Oh, okay. She's going with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's she doing with the boyfriend? Is that still in play?
Just got back from a week in South Dakota.
Really?
Yep.
Yep. So they're kind of they're doing okay together.
Yep.
Yep. Well, you're happy about that, aren't you?
He's all right. So
South Dakota's a red state, isn't it?
Sure is.
Yeah, boy, you're gonna be happy when she's wearing a Trump for president hat.
No.
Oh.
Is the
They're
boy
blue family?
It is a very blue family.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good,
Oh, yeah.
good. They're probably going to get chased out of South Dakota, but you know.
No, they've been living there for a long time, so I guess they're just oddballs over there. So.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
They don't like the dog killer.
They don't like the dog killer. What do you mean a dog killer? Who's the dog? Wait a minute. Explain that to me.
Christy Nome.
Oh, Christy Nome.
Nome.
Oh, yeah, she's the governor of that state, isn't she?
That's their leader over there, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the dog killer. Yeah. The saddest thing I had to do was take my dog out and shoot him. Well, then don't take him out and shoot him.
And then I go get my billy goat.
Yeah, and I'll shoot him.
Damn it.
Come over to my house,
Somebody's
I'll
gotta
shoot
do it.
you. Yeah. And Josh, what are you doing here today? Isn't this the week that you're working on these days, and then by the end of the week you're okay, you good to go?
It is, but I had to take a day off for something with my wife, her stepmother, her long time, like 40 years, stepmother. She had a brain aneurysm a few days ago, and she died today. So
Wow. That was quick.
so I was off work to look like half days the last few days, running her back and forth. Took tonight off and gonna work tomorrow, and then I was off a few days after that anyway, and then I'll be on some bereavement time that we are granted next week to help get her to the funeral and things like that. So
Okay, so you get bereavement stuff, right?
yeah, I'm eligible for, I mean, anybody is at where I work, so there'll be some stuff
It
going
sounds
on.
like they got some pretty nice things where you work. I mean, they don't
Yeah.
have to do that,
Sure
do
does.
they?
Oh no, they don't have to. No, a lot of big companies do it. Smaller ones don't. I've obviously worked places in my life that didn't, do that. They would give you the day off, or what I mean, they just wouldn't pay you. But where I currently work, you do get some time, and there's a guideline for it, and you're paid, so
Mhm.
that, so it's good. Yes, it's bad for her. It's like I said, as a long time, stepmother, her biological parents, they divorced when she was very, very young, and her dad got remarried not too long after. So, he'd been married to this person, 37, 38 years or whatever. And she had a couple aneurysms in her brain that had been causing a lot of problems. And they told her if they didn't fix them, that they would get her here pretty soon in the next few months. But when they went in to do the repair, the first one they touched apparently burst, and they couldn't get the bleeding to stop for like over 20 minutes, I guess. And the doctor said that's,
Not good.
that's way too long, and that she probably wouldn't recover, and she didn't.
Wow, boy, that's depressing.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But that's I'm just, I'm off.
How close was your wife to this stepmother?
Pretty close. I mean, pretty close. I mean, she lived with him a lot when she was, still in school and everything. Because, like I said, it'd been almost 40 years. So, she used to go on vacations with him when she was a kid and all that other kind of stuff. And we went up there and saw him all the time. So it was a good relationship and everything. So it's difficult, and of course, she has a lot of concerns about her father, because
Oh,
he doesn't have any brothers and sisters, and his parents are gone, so he's kind of on his own now. So
How old is he?
Probably like 68, 69, something like
Really? That young? How young was she?
that. I think she said today that she was 69.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but brain aneurysms just, I mean, I guess anybody can get that. I don't know that it has anything to do with age. I don't really know what causes it, but yeah, 69, and like I said, they'd been married for a long time, so yeah, just rough. I mean, just rough. It was
Yeah.
like unexpectedly expected. It was, she had these things and they really felt like they could do a surgery and fix them and she could go on. So, she said, okay, I'll do it. And I mean, she walked herself into the hospital and everything, but they said there is a small risk when we go in there that it could bust, and that
It
is
did exactly
why.
that. By the way, it's time now to enter into our game show that we're playing tonight. Is Alan right or wrong? And our arbiter.
I know what type of acid it is, but I bet Charlie does too now.
yeah.
Oh.
It took me forever to get an answer to that.
You just could have said, "How do you cure red eye or pink eye?"
Right.
I did, and all it kept telling me is what it is. Over and over again, it kept telling me what it is. It wouldn't tell me how to treat
Oh, wait a
it.
minute. Hold on a second. I'll just ask. What's her
I'm
name?
gonna bet it says.
Found it.
I'm gonna bet it says boric acid.
No, it says unless hypochloric acid is boric acid, but it is acid.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they say that's the way you clear up.
That's how you do
Pink
a
eye.
viral pink eye,
Right.
but if bacterial, they can treat it with antibiotics. But
Like Alan said.
Yeah, yeah. But so I was right. They treated me with, I guess,
so it was some kind of acid.
some
too,
kind of
yeah.
acid.
Depends on whether it's viral or bacterial.
Yeah.
Right.
But it cleared it right up. I mean, it was gone the next morning. Up until
Good.
then, my eyes were sticking together, and it was like horrible, just disgusting, vile, as it were.
I'm not sure what hypochloric acid is. Hydrochloric acid is what's in your stomach. So I don't know what hypochloric is.
I have no idea. But anyway, but yeah. So anyway, okay. So these have been two medical things going on here so far.
Did so I know that RFK Jr. went to Trump and he tried to get a job. And then the Washington Post has an article today that says now he went to Harris and he tried to get a job. So
I heard that too.
really, really like to be the secretary of something. But if that doesn't work out, I mean, if you need help at Gabnet, I mean, he lives in New York.
He could be the Secretary of Cabinet.
Did he say
like
he really got a hold of Trump and said if you got some kind of opening in your administration?
Yeah, I mean, there was that big story, I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
I thought he was running for president.
He is, but that he had met with Trump about endorsing him in exchange for some kind of a cabinet position.
I think he's predicting defeat.
Yeah, and that didn't work
Smart.
out. And I don't know, 5 or 6 hours ago, the Washington Post puts up a story that says he went to the Harris campaign to see if he could meet with Harris about the same thing.
Yep.
It's like, this guy
He's gonna
really,
drop out of the race.
I saw that too, Josh.
and both times it was for a cabinet position. It's like,
Yeah.
this guy really wants to be the secretary of something. I mean, it's like,
I'm amazed.
what the hell's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, I'm just amazed by everything I see in this year of campaigns. Okay, I mean, it to begin with, what we see with Kamala Harris is we see excitement, which I'm happy to see. I mean, I've been so depressed about. I didn't want to hear about politics ever again. I mean, go have your election. Leave me alone. Just let me spend my declining years in a certain kind of not paying attention to anything that's going on. And all of a sudden, she comes along and adds joy.
Yep.
To as a component to politics. And I really like that. That made me feel real good. But I'll tell you what made me feel real bad today. Marjorie always has MSNBC on.
Here we go again.
What do you mean, here we go again?
You bring that up about every show.
Well,
go ahead.
what they're doing is exactly what they did in 2016. Yeah. They can't shut up about Trump.
Yep.
You say, hey, today we looked at the polls and Trump was this. Now, on to other news. Don't even talk about Trump, but they just endlessly talk about Trump. Yeah. Now, granted, I think he's going to get his ass handed to him in this election, okay? But if anybody is helping him not have his ass handed to him in this election, it's MSNBC with all their Trump this and Trump that, and doesn't Trump suck? And, Trump's lied about this and Trump lied about... Just don't pay attention to him. Nope. He's like, what do you call it, Beetlejuice. You say his name 3 times and he shows up.
Right.
You don't want that. You don't want no Beetlejuice deal.
Yeah, and I found it very interesting that they, they're all very hesitant to even talk about the hacked emails from his campaign, because it's just, we got to verify the authenticity. And, it was just like, well, in 2016, when the DNC was hacked and Hillary Clinton's personal emails were hacked, you guys really didn't seem to care.
Yeah.
But now he runs around talking about how bad this is and how irresponsible it would be.
I don't think it even happened. I don't think it even happened.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't think it even happened. I think he's saying it to look like, hey, see, they're out to get me because I'm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the FBI said.
I was going to say the FBI announced it. So
that they were looking in, that it happened and that they were looking into it, and their initial reaction was that it was a foreign actor, and they hinted around that it was Iran, whatever you want to say. I don't know.
I admit it now. I did it.
Yeah.
Well, the FBI actually said that Kamala's email was hacked over the weekend too.
I don't know.
I think it's a fact of life. We're all going to get hacked at some point.
Well, I got a good idea on how not to get hacked. Can I just serve this up as a possibilbility? Don't put anything in writing.
Yeah, don't write. Don't write.
Don't put anything in writing. Okay.
That's right. No email, no text messages.
No, just go over to the person and say, hi, I want to tell you something. Yeah. Okay? Or if you want to get it out to a bunch of people, you all put them all in one room together and tell them what you got to tell them. Don't put it on paper.
They hack my emails, all they're going to get is who's umpiring on what field tonight.
Exactly. Yes. Hello, Tony.
Like the gangsters, remember they tell Gotti, don't talk on the phone. They used to always have them talking on the street.
Yeah, well then they would walk on the street and have their hands on their
mouth. He killed this guy.
They've been slowly, like I said, since the assassination deal, CNN is so careful to make sure they don't upset him, and they don't, they need to be fair. We need to, all this, we don't want to do anything improper, and he's been crying about how they need to treat him more fairly and give him as much time as they give to Kamala, and it's just like, and ever since, the email thing, they're like, oh, his emails, well, I don't know if we should really report on that. Is that really newsworthy? I don't know. I mean, it's like, come on, you got really? I mean, it's just like, I don't even know if the paper that they printed them off of in 2016 had cooled off where it came out of the printer yet.
Yeah.
before they were on the air reading you that stuff. I mean, really?
I got a theory, okay, about the assassination attempt on Trump. That it was a setup, and the guy who they hired to do it got killed. Huh?
Gee, where have we heard of that before?
I don't trust anything that's coming out of that guy. You know, come on. He's I got shot in the ear. Look, there's blood all over my face. Oh, look, I got my hand up in the air with the fist and everything. Oh, look, now I've shown up at the convention wearing an ear tampon, you know, and he's got the little ear tampon on, and he gives his speeches, and everybody goes, oh, that's terrible. Then the next time you see him, he's got a little bandage right here, and 2 days later, there's nothing there. I mean, if you got shot by a bullet, okay, wouldn't you have something there? Wouldn't there be a little kind of like...
He was golfing the next day.
I cut myself. I get a scab, okay?
Yeah, you would think it.
Yeah, you didn't have a scab.
Well, I mean, he has stamina. He heals fast, you know.
And
Yeah,
now all the evangelicals are saying it was a gift from God. He wanted Donald Trump to live.
No, I don't buy that.
Yeah, well, I
That was
want to
up
know.
God.
I want to know.
lucky.
I want to know why why God wanted this other guy to die. Okay.
Yeah, me too. So if it was a gift from God, Donald wouldn't have turned his head to the right. The bullet would have entered his.
Well, I
head.
mean, even if you had a clip, you know, it clipped your ear or whatever, wouldn't it somehow cause something else, somewhere else?
Well, I mean, that would rip your ear up. I mean,
I would think, yeah.
I mean,
I would think. I mean, I've seen a lot of gunshot wounds, and it doesn't just like a little piece of pencil go through your ear and come out the other side, and everything's fine.
Keep wearing the tampon or the ear bandage for at least a month. He
was on the golf course the next day with nothing on his ear.
Stitches, they finally said.
What?
He didn't even need stitches.
Well, then what happened there? Or did he have a blood packet in his hand or something that he squeezed?
I'm wondering.
That's what I'm wondering too.
Yeah. There's somebody here who wants to come on called Aether Uden. I don't trust. I don't trust Aether.
It's J.D. Vance's new name. I hear he's going to have a debate with Waltz on October the 1st.
Oh, really?
Who?
It's in the news about an hour ago.
Who?
Waltz accepted. The vice president, NBC, I believe, or CBS, one of the two. On October
it's
the
going to
1st.
be going to be a tired old thing with him getting up there and saying, you know, you took advantage of the military and you didn't serve. You know, the guy spent 25 years in the National Guard. What do they want him to do? Spend another 30?
J.D. Vance was a typewriter expert in the Marine Corps. You know, all he did was write stories. I mean, that's not a real service to the country.
Yeah, well, I mean, his whole thing about. I mean, I loved what Waltz did. Nick Walters, that doesn't look good either, because it just came up after the phony name. Okay. So go away. Don't try again. Anyway, no. But what I was going to say is that, you know, it just bothers me. Oh yeah. What happened was Waltz gave a speech defending his military record. I don't think he should even have to defend it. You know, if he was in the military, spent 25 years, there's nothing he has to excuse himself for. Maybe he overstated something back in 2018, or was maybe saying it wrong or something like that, but it certainly wasn't terrible. And to then go and assail this guy is as bad as when Trump went after McCain.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't consider him a hero. Well, you know.
Except for McCain was a true hero and Trump was never in the military.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is that this whole thing with J.D. Vance, with him, he gave a speech, and he said, you know, you should never ever disparage anybody who spent time in the military. Okay,
And,
that is
and
wrong.
as a
But
matter of
then he
fact,
said,
Walt thanked him for his
he
time.
said, and that he said, and then he said, but all we should do is thank them for their service, which I'm doing for J.D. Vance. Okay,
Yep.
and I admire his service. And I thought that was very nice and very, that's very gentlemanly. And he said, but I don't think that one military person should question another military person's service. You know? And it was very
really
nicely
a
put.
low life.
And you know how J.D. Vance replied to it? He just kept up with this thing.
He's like Trump.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to lose him an election. Everybody's so used to people being civil now, at least on the Democratic side, that they're not going to put up with the kind of crap that Vance and Trump are putting down. And they have told Trump, stop it. Stop it with the crowd size thing. He's so into crowd size,
That's because there were only 50 people at his inauguration.
Well, the point is that he makes a big deal about that, and they said, stop with it already. That's not an issue.
The Republicans are telling him to stop.
Go after her record, go after her politics, but don't go after her on a personal level. Stop with that. It's not getting you any friends.
It's counterproductive.
It's counterproductive, exactly. But he's
sure
not.
They want
But
him to stop talking about how pretty Kamala is too. He had some comment about that.
Oh yeah, he said something. Trying to hit on it.
yeah,
Yeah, when Melania leaves her, he'll hit up Kamala next.
yeah. Well, yeah. Kamala's taken. She has a very
That's
nice.
right.
She has a very nice Jewish husband. Of course, they constantly are claiming that Kamala is anti-Semitic because she's blah 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 blah. And I'm going, well, why did she marry a Jew? Because she wants to make his life miserable? What? I don't understand it. I really, and if I were Trump, I would listen to people for a change. Although I don't think, even if he listened to them and he suddenly became a nicer, warmer Trump tomorrow, which is impossible, I don't think he would have a chance of turning this thing around. I think the momentum has started, and the momentum is going to keep going. Would you agree with that, Josh, what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's certainly moving that way. I mean, they have a good deal of momentum on the Harris side and on the Democratic side. And it looks like, hopefully, that it will drive turnout that probably would not have been there before. I mean, I think that the election with Biden would have been very close. It's very, similar to last time. But I think you probably would have seen a Trump victory that was, about the size of the Biden victory. I think it would have just kind of flip-flopped. But now I think that this was able to put people kind of back to where we were when we voted last time, where, Biden won, and once everything was counted relatively, I don't want to say easily, but, it was a good, clear, clean victory. And I think, they were able to kind of reset that now and get back to that point. But I think she's going to drive some turnout that otherwise wouldn't have been there. And I think you could see it be even better than that, hopefully.
Well, I think I think a lot of Democrats are going to come out that might have stayed home if Biden were
Yeah. I mean, and I don't know, whose it was or whatever, but the campaign, just 2 or 3 days ago was pointing to some polling. And like I said, I don't remember who did it, of, younger people, the 18 to 25 age group, that were saying prior to the change, they were just, there was a high percentage of them that were just saying they weren't going to vote because they didn't like either one of the people.
Yeah.
And the percentage of them that are saying that they have changed their mind and that they will now vote was very high. And they were saying, they were going to vote for Harris, because they saw it as a waste of their time. It's a race of two people. that are old and out of touch, and we don't like either one of them, and we care about the Palestinians and this, that, and the other, and I'm not voting for either one of these clowns. But now that the race is different, now a lot of them are saying, oh, well, I can vote now. And of course, they're saying that because finally there's a candidate in the race that they like. Therefore, they're, vote for that.
Well, I feel energized, and I haven't felt energized in years, because I just never felt. I felt I was having to have the lesser of two evils.
Viagra.
Huh?
Try Viagra.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, so they're pointing to a lot of positive, stuff. I mean, like North Carolina, for example, they're making some inroads in North Carolina and thinking that if they can chip away at this, if they could get it, Democratic presidential candidate has not taken North Carolina since 2008, Obama's first election.
Yeah.
He didn't get it in his reelect, and no one got it after. So, that's pretty significant, I think. I mean, so. But I thought the most significant stuff that I saw within the last couple of days was that there is polling out there now, and the states that are going to be super critical, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And in all three of those, she is now up to over 50%. And the question to voters of who do you think will handle the economy better, Harris or Trump? And she now has like a 51-46 lead on that question, which Biden was getting trounced on. And coincidentally or not, that also happens to be about the same numbers that she has in the overall polling there for who will you vote for. Mm-hmm. So for people who think that folks are saying, I'm going to vote based on the economy in that state, in those three states, it's sort of bearing out because you're starting to see she is now winning when they are asked that question, who will handle the economy better? She is the one that they're saying would handle it better than Trump. And that's about the same number of people who are saying they plan to vote for her. So that to me is very good news.
Yeah. Well, also they came out with a list of states and where she's winning and losing. And in almost every state, she's ahead. She isn't within the error of margin of error in many states.
Right.
But still, it's, you can then say, okay, let's go forward now to election day. She's got a lot of time to build that momentum, and she's got the momentum, and she can keep building and building and building. He's been trying to build momentum for 4 years, okay? And he's pooped out. He has no new ideas to come up with, nothing else to get out and give a speech on. And she's fresh. She's as I said before, and I would say this about a guy if he was running. He's kind of fresh pussy, She's that's not meant to be sexual when I said that. It's meant to be that, it's like a new person you're going out with and you're having sex with for the first time. And God, this is so refreshing because it isn't like all the other people.
Yeah, we talked a few weeks ago, Saturday or whatever, and we said that it was clear that around 2/3 of the nation wanted someone new in this presidential race. And we said, I think the first party to give it to them will probably pull this off. And the Democrats were the ones who said, yep, we've heard your cries, people.
Well, James Carville, in an interview, and I can't remember with who, said a year ago that anybody who was younger, who ran against Trump, could automatically win. Just a younger person,
I don't think Trump's looking that great. I mean,
he looks old. He looks physically
old, right? I mean, the last couple of times, he's not.
But then, if you had him compared to Biden, then he doesn't look so old.
Well, I agree. Yeah. Right. I never said Biden. Right. Yeah. But he doesn't look.
Well, nobody knows more about nobody knows more about my fresh pussy philosophy than Trump, right?
Yeah.
There's a guy who invented free pussy, new pussy.
If his right hand,
I don't
could
mean
talk-
that as any sexual remark, folks. I'm saying that it has to do with, you want somebody that you haven't gone out with before. It always is refreshing. Now,
Yeah, it's just we'll see, But I mean, with this move to her, they kind of are now running his game on him. I mean, if I can only imagine if Biden had listed the wrong person that he rode on a helicopter with in this big long story.
Yeah.
I mean, they would be losing their fucking mind, And then for all he said, we got the records. Well, where are they? Produced. I haven't seen the photograph of him and Willie Brown riding around in a helicopter. I haven't seen a passenger manifest and all that. I mean, it's just so bizarre. And then didn't he say that it took place in 2018 or whatever?
Something like that, yeah.
And what I don't understand is so he was president, right? So, I mean, if he's flying around in 2018 with Willie Brown and he came that close to dying, wasn't this on the presidential helicopter on Marine One? Do you not think that would have been the biggest news story ever? Because
it might have been an earlier time. It might not have been then, but supposedly when it did take place was with an entirely different person, a congressman from
it was a different guy.
from L.A. who they were out looking at forest fires in a helicopter.
Yeah, but I just laugh that if Biden had.
Hey, listen. Give it to Trump. All black people look alike, right?
It's just funny. I mean, it's bizarre, really.
Yes, Alan.
So something I think may be missing in this picture with Trump is he is anti-black, and he is really upset that a black woman is kicking his ass.
Well, I think you can suppose that, but to begin with, I kind of am going to argue in Trump's favor for a moment, if you don't mind. At the Trump Corporation, a great deal of the women who were people of power in the Trump Corporation were women. Okay.
But not black.
Well, not black. I don't think there was a black person working for Trump, to be honest with you.
That's my point. It's
but everybody says he's anti-woman, and I keep saying, but if you go back and you look at the Trump Corporation, he had a ton of women working for him. A lot of the women who testified in his trials about the Trump Corporation were women. A lot of the people who testified. So, I mean, I don't know that I agree that he necessarily is anti-woman. I think he's probably...
That wasn't my point.
He's probably...
My point was he's anti-black.
Yeah, but he's probably a misogynist. That I will probably agree with you, and he doesn't have to... He can still hire women and still, be a misogynist. Sure. And still be a sexist.
Grab him by the pussy.
Huh? You grab him by the pussy, exactly.
That's right.
There comes the P word again.
Yep, there goes your money for the day. You've just been demonetized.
Oh, I'm getting things from them now where you played. It's like on one of my promos, I have music, right? That it clicks off and says, "Oh, you can't play that music. That's you don't have the rights to it." Well, I do have the rights to it. I pay for it, and I have to then go through a whole bunch of stuff to turn it around, okay? And it's ridiculous, so I can't stand it. I hate YouTube.
I think it's cute that Trump and Elon Musk had a meeting of the minds or whatever, and they had technical issues at X for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
Yes, that was funny.
How do you feel about two tools working each other over? That had to be the biggest baby ass tool show that I've ever seen in my life.
Elon Musk said, "I'm going to ask you a bunch of hard questions." This is beforehand.
Well,
and everything's open. Trump says.
And then at today's Carolina show, he sat there and said, "Oh, he worked me over." What a bunch of shit.
Worked him over.
I'll tell you what, I never seen two tools trying to work each other. Here, if you rub me, I'll rub you.
Absolutely.
That was ridiculous.
That's
That
a
was
good
the
way to
biggest
put it.
shit show I ever seen in my life.
Good way to put it, Kevin.
Yeah.
That's all it was a tool show.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing was,
Elon Musk is the biggest piece of shit. He made himself look like a bigger piece of shit.
Elon Musk
I'm done.
is a great talk show host. That's all I can say. He asked the hard questions.
He did
Oh,
nothing.
yeah.
He did nothing.
Yeah.
He sat there and agreed with everything he said. And then he even got Trump, what? Last week he was saying how all the they built, 6 charging stations and it cost them over $150 billion. And then he gets with Elon Musk and says, oh yeah, I'll build them all over the country. And no problem. I'll build them all over the country because electric is the way to go now. They were working each other like a couple of bitches in a schoolyard. It was funny as shit.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what bothers me though, and I think Charlie will agree with me on this about Elon Musk and his self-destructive nature, shall we put it, is that the guy has been doing wonderful things with SpaceX. Okay, I mean, let's face it, they can get a capsule up there, but Boeing can't. I mean, he's done wonderful stuff where SpaceX is concerned, and we'd like to see him be successful with it. But, I'd be amazed if next year he sells any Teslas, I mean, I think this is just ruining his business completely. Would you not agree?
And the next thing he was doing was telling Trump, "Oh, I can send you up more rockets. Oh, I can make this do this. Oh, yeah, you can do that." And they were just working each other. It was hilarious.
And what about when he said he fired?
It was like a hand job to me.
What did you say? What did you say?
I heard a clip of it. Elon Musk said how they wanted to bring. I don't know exactly. They were threatening one of his places to bring the union in or like take a vote. He fired everybody. Trump was like so happy when he fired everybody. Like he came across like, oh yeah, like I was like, holy shit! Trump
hated Musk a couple months ago. I mean, come on, go back a couple months and listen to Trump talk about Elon Musk.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, so I feel bad that Elon Musk is acting the way he is because he's going to ruin Tesla, and he's going to ruin SpaceX. I bet he has wind up having to sell SpaceX.
It's his own damn fault.
And I don't know that SpaceX will do as well under somebody else, okay? Because whatever you say about Elon Musk, that company's done pretty good stuff. Yeah, Smart. And when it came to the electric automobile, who started having everybody start making electric automobiles? Elon Musk. I mean, for all you want to say about him, his contribution scientifically to this country has been pretty good over the last couple of years. So,
Yeah, but he's screwing up.
Oh,
yeah.
He's plain
Tony.
screwing up.
The pillow guy, sure sorry.
I heard you in the beginning of the show. Charlie, you have pink eye?
No, I don't have pink eye.
Oh, but you know what I was going to say? My mother used to take a tea bag, Alex, lukewarm, and then wrap it like a napkin and put it on my eye. Sometimes the tea bag actually alleviated the
right, because it has tannic acid in it, or what acid?
I remember her doing
that.
I thought she had pink eye.
Yeah,
and she had the pink eye, and she put the tea bag
in
her eye.
She'd wrap it up like
tea bag.
Yeah, she teabagged your eye, did she? Is that what she did?
She used to put it on my eye. It actually felt good.
I'll be happy to come over and teabag your eye.
No, I thought he had it though, because I remember as a kid, I still do it now. When my eyeball.
Teabag your eye, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I get the teabag though.
Well, where you get the dog you walk, teabag your eye.
What are you doing?
But what's the dog's name that you walk?
Kansas. He's such a good boy.
Kansas. He'll teabag your eye for you.
The dog can't get enough of me. I figured. I thought you had a pink eye, Charlie. That's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
No, they had me look up how do you treat pink eye.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to Lori about pink eye. And about the fact that I had pink eye once, and they solved it by putting in something like, I don't know, boric acid, some kind of acid in my eye.
I remember you
Okay.
saying yes, yeah. I remember doing a tea bag.
To burn it out, and they still do that.
Yeah,
They still
it
do it
just
to this
surprised
day.
me if you could put acid in your eye and it doesn't hurt your eye.
Hey, I got to tell
When
you
was the
something.
last time you had your eyes dilated? Boy, you talk about burn.
I got to tell you something that made me really happy tonight. Marjorie came out of the kitchen with something she found that she had in the kitchen, and it was this thing. And I know you've probably seen them, and it's kind of like it's got two round things on both sides of it, and then that you take a piece of bread and put bread on the bottom, and then you maybe put whatever filling you want in it in the middle. Then you put another piece of bread on, and you squash these two things together, okay? Cut off the crust, and then put it over a stove and cook it, okay? And then it comes out. It comes out, and you got these little sandwiches.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what I'm talking about? You remember those?
Yeah, I think I had it. My mother used to have one of those. It's almost like a thing you put over.
Yeah.
It's like a metal thing,
And
right?
they were called toast tights. And I said to Marjorie, I said, is it toast tight? And she said, I don't know. And I went over and looked. Yeah, it's toast tight. When I was a kid, my mother bought a toast tight. We had a toast tight. She would make me little toast tight sandwiches all the time.
Do the grilled cheese, like
To
ham and
this
cheese.
day, they make toast tight. Now, how about that? You know?
What is the one that Marjorie brought out all rusty or what?
No. It's completely usable. I might even, just for the fun of it, make a toast tight sandwich. I haven't done it in years. You know?
You can use Tony's recipe, a little bit of cheese,
Never heard of it.
spam,
Grilled cheese,
and a
like
little
that.
bit more cheese.
And then teabag your eye.
Tea bag, man. I still do it.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, how about these guys up in space, huh? How about these guys at the space station that were sent up by Boeing, and they were supposed to go up there?
Figure out how to bring them back.
They were supposed to go up for, I think, 3 weeks, and then they were supposed to get back in their little Boeing capsule and just come back to Earth.
Yep.
Only the Boeing capsule doesn't work. In fact, it didn't work getting up there. They had to try it a couple of times to make the methane go, or whatever they had to have to propel it, to get it to the station. So they went up, and they said, we can't fix this thing. Well, how are we going to get back? Well, we come back in a SpaceX flight. When's the next SpaceX flight?
6 months.
February.
And the Donner Party was started again.
The what?
Can they vote for
Donner Party. They don't have anything to eat up there.
No, they have enough to eat up there. I mean, they can take care of them, but, you know.
How? How do they get food to them for the next 6 months?
Oh, they keep sending up food and stuff like that. I think SpaceX sends up rockets that go there.
Oh, okay.
That don't have a
using the 737 Max to get food to them.
I don't think have a capsule. Am I right? Am I right, Charlie? They don't have a capsule for those things.
Yeah, that's the problem. With the food ones, they don't have to have a capsule because there's no people on them. So
Yeah. So they just, they just fill it full of, marshmallows or something.
yeah,
That's right.
Whatever.
Little Debbie donuts.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, even Boeing can't do that right. And again, I have to bring up Musk because we all hate him right now. But the fact of the matter is, these guys are the guys who can get these people back.
yeah.
And everybody knows that because
It's a shame that NASA can't get their shit together.
well, NASA gets their shit together. I mean, they get stuff up there and they get it back, but they have SpaceX do it these days,
Right.
Yeah.
but they were hoping that Boeing would be another avenue of space capsules to be able to use up there,
I think if I was these astronauts, I would wait for Tesla to get me out of there. I wouldn't get on a Boeing aircraft or anything.
Well, they went up on the Boeing.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And we were Marjorie and I looked at each other and said, that's not coming back.
Right.
And the next thing we hear, it's not coming back. It's
right.
stuck up there. Well, we can't get it to work. Well, good. Why don't you? You know what they should do? They should send up the president and vice president of Boeing in another capsule to go fix it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Because you know, I mean,
Maybe Donald Trump, since he's the smartest man in the world, he can go with him too.
well, forget that.
They could send him up in a 737 Max, and he'll never come back.
Yeah, but
It'll
you
end
know,
up on Mars.
I mean, I just think, you know, do you feel that way, Charlie? Do you feel bad about that Musk is acting the way he is because he's really screwing the pooch? You know?
He's acting so bizarre, and that he's the only one that can get spacecraft up in space reliably.
Yeah. Well, he's a bizarre guy. I mean, he's autistic, right? This is part of his problem.
They say he's on the spectrum somewhere. Yeah.
He's on the spectrum, but somewhere between human being and asshole. So it's,
He's in the middle.
what I never got that term on the spectrum. What is the
My sister
spectrum?
said that. She
But he's
has,
very smart. He's
smart, yeah.
functionally smart
but they can't.
and dysfunctional in a lot of other ways. I don't know.
Is that what they mean by on the spectrum, Charlie?
Yeah.
Well, on the
Like
spectrum,
Asperger's.
there's a range of
Yeah.
autism.
Yeah,
Some
that's right.
some you can't
Yeah.
even tell that they're autistic because they're so close to being normal, and
Yeah, right.
others are so bad they can't even interact with people.
Yeah.
That's right.
So it's a whole range of.
That's right.
Yeah, but with Tony, you know somebody that's
Yeah,
autistic?
my sister teaches the Nest program. She's a Nest teacher, and they're on the spectrum, so she sees this. But these kids, Alex, are so intelligent. Like, there's one kid, Barack, in the class. He can go into money and currency or how it originated and everything. But you know where they have the problem, she says? Socially. They can't
Socially,
hold-
they have no social
Yeah.
skills at
But
all.
Alex, the kid is like brilliant. He's like, you know, the kid's going to be a doctor. It's like
It's like Asperger's disease.
wild.
They're very smart, but they're not socially. You know, come to think of it, most tech people are that way too.
I always thought Asperger's was a euphemism for something.
Yeah.
It's not spelled the
I
same
got
way,
burgers
sorry.
coming out of my ass. I've got Asperger's.
Yeah, the kids are like hardly functional. It's like amazing.
How many times have you gone through the class, Tony?
I went a couple of times to meet the kids, and I was helping my sister set up. So this is my brother and stuff like that. So we were talking. I was like, man, you could just tell by like, boom, it's like how intelligent they are. It's like he was actually correcting my sister on certain words. I was like, holy moly.
Yeah, but it's what's the word I'm looking for?
Parents are
Where
very nice,
somebody has a skill,
Yeah.
but that's the only
A lot
skill
of them
they
are
have.
very good with mathematics.
Yeah,
they-
Yeah, it's like
but
he's
that's-
good
but
at
that-
anything. This kid.
That's the only skill they have.
Astrophysics in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah,
Anyway, so
it's interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I brought
I
out.
work with,
To work with autistic kids. In fact, she still does. Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
one of the kids who's in the family, and actually through Pam's family.
Yeah.
He's got a smarty little guy. He's got an PhD, and he does mathematics stuff to solve brand new medical products.
Wow.
And he really works on the math end of it.
Yeah.
And everybody goes, he's kind of quiet, and this and that.
Yeah.
And I said,
Yeah.
so what?
So yeah,
Oh, I think
Well, keep doing that.
I think in Elon Musk we have a very brilliant person there.
oh yeah,
With
Yeah.
social skills problems.
But his
he's
social
not-
yeah, I can
skills.
see that exactly. Yeah, is he married, Alex? Do you know?
Oh, he's
Yes.
been married a couple of times, three,
He's
four
got like
times.
10
something.
kids.
He's
From
got-
like
yeah.
3 different
Next in line, Tony, is Melania Trump for a marriage for him.
Yeah, no, he's had about what? How many kids? Something like
Wow.
10
A lot.
kids, something like
Yeah,
that.
7 or 10 or something.
Yeah, yeah. And he has no
But when you're a
social.
billionaire like he is and one of the richest people in the world, why live with the same woman forever?
No, I'm saying he has no social skills. How does he get laid? That's what I
I was
want
gonna
to
say,
know.
like, you dated a
know?
lot of women. I'm saying
money. That's how. people-
Absolutely, just like Trump does.
You
You
know,
know, $130 hook, $130,000 hookers.
by the way, I want to bring this up. Are you using some kind of lights tonight, Jeff? Because you look really good. You know, your lighting looks terrific. Can you hear me?
In a hotel.
We just lost him.
Elon Musk has
Oh, there he is
12
again.
kids
Oh my God.
by 3 different women.
12 kids?
Yep.
How many has, what's
And he
his
didn't
name?
even
The
eat
guy
one?
that was married to, oh, God, I can't remember. The black guy's got lots of kids.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's his name? God.
Yeah, he was like
Clarence Thomas?
No,
No, he's a sports player.
he was the host of America's Got Talent at one time.
Yeah.
He was married to what's her name, the black singer with the Christmas song. None of you can remember anything tonight. What
Every singer has a Christmas song.
Everybody. John Denver does.
Huh?
He's the butt of a joke, but whenever you have a joke about somebody having
Yeah,
a
but
whole bunch of
he's
kids.
had like
Nick
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon?
Cannon, yeah.
Yeah, Nick Cannon. He's had like 12 kids.
15 kids.
No, I think it's 12. I think it's 12.
He's got 12 too.
But if you know, why do you have that many kids for crying out loud? What? You know, it's hard enough
To
to take
improve
care.
your memory, which kid's named which?
Well, I guess because I'm Jewish, and Jews do not have large families.
Nope.
I don't know why.
Do you have any siblings, Alex?
No.
No,
See, all I have is one sister.
My mother had got pregnant, and I was going to have a little brother or sister, and then she had a miscarriage. So that was it. And I went, God,
I've got
still the
3
only
kids and I call
child.
them by the wrong name.
What?
So I have 3 kids and I call them by the wrong names. How does Elon Musk ever going to keep the names?
Yeah, Marjorie says to me, well, you know, you were an only child. You're spoiled and all of that. And I go, and your point is? You know?
It's a good thing.
You know, it's great being an only
You
child.
have brothers and sisters, Jeff? You're muted, Jeff.
You're muted. Yeah.
I'm on.
There you go.
Only my sister.
There we are.
Eh?
The 3 Jews only 2 of us only have an extra sister,
Yeah.
and Alex has nobody extra.
Nobody. Yeah. And I haven't had any kids. So, you know.
My next door neighbors are Mexican. They have 7 kids.
Oh,
Each
Jesus.
of their kids have kids. They have great grandkids coming over. They have a party. They got 300 taco eaters out here. You know.
How in the
That's
world?
such a Catholic.
Well, let me just ask you though, how in the world can you afford to have that many kids?
I have no idea. I'm broke with 3 kids.
Yeah, you know? I mean, you should not have more kids than you can afford to take care of. Otherwise, you're just being
Most people
completely
can't figure it
selfish,
out.
you know?
Yeah,
And what are you
that's
trying
right,
to
yeah.
prove? You know, so what the hell? I don't know. But anyway, so the world is slightly better and more smiley, and we have a better economy. The cost of living is getting a little better, and we've got a shot here that Trump isn't going to be president ever again. Okay, and let's just hope it stays that way. And he's going to blow it. He really is. You know. So anyway, there's the thing.
Driving his Corvette every day.
What?
He should be driving his Corvette every day.
Yeah, right. Hey, it's been another wonderful night in Oz here. Here's some audio coming through. I don't know what it is.
We can hear it.
Yeah? Okay. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I appreciate you all being part of this little get-together. And Alan, thank you so much for, bringing up what causes pink eye and doesn't cause pink eye, and how you get rid of it. And I told you, burn it out. Yeah. Also, our good friend Josh, very pleasurable to have him here tonight. We didn't expect to have him here tonight. Is there something on in the background with you, Jeff? I don't know. There's some kind of sound coming through. I don't know.
Yeah.
But forget it. It's too late to fix it.
I know. Don't worry.
Charlie,
We'll try it tomorrow.
good to see you tonight, and great to have Kevin around. And oh yeah, okay, good for Tony. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it. And Jeff Stein, I appreciated it as well. All of you, give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. Okay, there they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for tonight, and we'll have another citizen panel again tomorrow night. There'll be one coming up right now on the intersection with Amy Manuel at Skype at Gabnet Live. We'll see you again tomorrow night, same time, same station in life. And in the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her, okay? Good night, everybody.